Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy far from sun.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and
Todd Hoffman.
You're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 174. Today, we're looking at episode 13, Into the Breach of Season 3, The Bad Batch. Joining today is my little buddy, Trent Hoffman.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good. That's it? That's all you got?
Braces.
You got braces. That's a big thing. But we're not alone. We'll get into the braces in just a second.
Yes.
But we're not alone today. We got a special guest, a returning guest, Isaac from Ike's Flames podcast. Welcome back, man. So good to see you.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks for letting me join and hang out. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. I always love talking Star Wars, so
Yeah.
any capacity.
Well,
Always
yeah,
good.
and Bad Batch is delivering. It's delivering.
Yes.
So we'll get into the episode in
Yeah, it
just a
is.
second, a little bit on the season. But how have you been? Get us caught up about you. What's going on in your life? What's happening?
It's just been crazy. So yeah, I've been in and out of the podcasting a little bit. So it's been hit and miss for you guys that have listened to my stuff. And then yeah, we're still in Ohio.
Okay, still in Ohio.
And, yeah, we moved last summer. I don't know if you guys knew that. And
well, you were doing podcasting in your garage. You're doing real grunge.
Yeah.
You're doing the real like grunge
yeah, so
scene.
now I
you know?
actually have a spare room. So
Nice.
which is actually going to change again because we're moving from an apartment to a house here in
Wow.
about a month.
Wow.
So we just got a lot of things going on. So
Well, you
all
gotta
the
get a
bigger,
house and an apartment. you
Yeah,
know?
that's true. That's a worthy
Get land.
investment. Look at
Touch grass.
Yeah, touch grass. Mow
Definitely.
grass.
definitely.
grass.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So we got just a lot of transition things going on. But
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
Crazy and busy as normal. So
Yeah, that honestly, speaking about grass, that's when I knew I was an adult when I bought my first lawnmower, and I was like, "Yep, I'm an adult now. I
Yep,
have to mow
yep.
grass." So
Yep.
that's super exciting though.
You have
That's
to eat
that's.
grass, touch grass.
Oh, you don't
live
have to
in
eat grass. I'm not a cow. You don't have to eat grass. but,
There's
you
a
know.
lot
just
of
buy
different
some-
animals.
I just buy some goats
Yeah,
and go.
right. You could do some goat yoga in the morning.
There you
know.
go.
I love what's it called? Pygmy goats.
Pygmy goats. They
Oh,
are
yeah.
cute. They
Yeah, they
are
are.
cute. But
You know, like they stay little forever, and this is the perfect size.
yeah.
I like. Fun fact: I was scared of goats once because I was at my grandma's house. She moved, so but then she had like one of her
A
friends.
neighbor that had like a little farm.
Yeah, a little goat. She had some goat was like squaring up, trying to push us away, and the girl was just standing still and getting hit with his head. It was like
He was fine.
I don't like goats.
Goats got the weird eyeballs, man.
Yeah,
They got the line.
No,
Yeah, and they can be feisty too. You're not wrong.
no, they're like it's not. Pigs are worse. They scream.
Well, we do have goats in Star Wars. We have godels.
Goats.
Godels, and they like to. They're pretty prevalent in Bad Batch. There's a couple
Yeah.
godels. There's a couple
Yeah.
godels throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the godel is probably the first or second alien we see in the cantina. So in A New Hope.
Yeah.
So godels they're the goat. They've
There
been
you
there
go.
from day one.
They've been there a while.
They've been we're been there for a little bit. So
A little too
yeah,
long.
A little too long. A little too long.
No.
I love godels. They're
I
fun.
know they are,
They're
but
fun.
they've been here forever.
Yeah. All right. So for us, we are going to C2E2 this coming week, and we've been counting down, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's a Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo is what the C2E2 stands for. It's been going on for quite some time. Not that I'm bragging, but I've been every year. And hopefully most of the time 3 days, a couple times just one day, but it's been fun. So we're gonna go, and you're excited. We've been excited. We've been kind of like
Yes.
it's like Christmas for us, I
Yeah.
guess, you know. So
And we're meeting
that
somebody.
looks like fun. So
yeah, we bit the bullet. We're gonna buy. We're not meeting a Star Wars character, but we're meeting Sting from wrestling.
okay,
So he just
that'll be
recently
fun.
retired. Yeah, he just recently retired. So we're super excited for that. So
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Are you
now
guys setting up a? Are you guys having a booth or just going and hanging out?
we're just gonna go hang out. Maybe we might have to because I think it's like I mean I don't know the pricing, but I think it's
Yeah.
like about $500 or something like that to get a table or whatever. But
Mm,
you never know.
Yikes.
Maybe but you have to the one thing with that is like you have to kind of sit there, obviously.
yeah, you
So
can't go explore
you
everywhere.
can't go
Yeah.
explore. So we might. I don't know. That might be something to.
Yeah, we might do it
Just
for
like set up a
half-
booth,
an hour or
get
two.
Hang
really
out.
get really large like cardboard cutouts of us. So when we're not at the booth, we just put them there and be like, "We'll be right back."
And it says, "Whoa, we're right
There you go.
there."
Yeah,
And
it
we're
might
just,
be
like,
something
right
to
next to
explore.
him,
It
just
might,
eating, like,
yeah.
a churro.
Have you ever been to a Comic-Con there, Isaac?
I have not. I would love to.
What?
I have not. That's like my one I just haven't made it to. So
Okay, so is there something pretty big in Ohio that?
not really. I
Okay.
haven't.
Do you guys get a fan expo or no? Because that's kind of a new thing that recently is coming
there
around.
may be one in Columbus, and part of my issue is I'm like, where I've been, we're like 2 hours from like some of these places, so
It doesn't matter. You
Still
got an
hasn't, like-
automobile.
it's still
Take
been
the
like I was like
Batmobile,
wanting
bro.
like half an hour, like because I was in Cleveland there for a while and we never got anything, and I was like,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping. So I'm actually like less than an hour from Detroit.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I'm in the Toledo area now.
Okay.
So we pretty much just go straight north. So I was
Dude,
kind of hoping.
There's got to be
Detroit.
something in Detroit. We
I know.
went to Detroit.
Yeah, with the big fist.
Yeah, we
Or if you don't want to, if you want to still stay in Ohio, you don't come to Illinois.
that's true. That's a little farther, but Detroit's like a straight shot up.
Yeah, but you get to see us.
Well, so we went to Detroit. Our fun little Detroit thing was that they had the
Fist.
Power of the Costume. It was an exhibit where they had all the costumes, and it was basically a display of from the original trilogy, prequels. I don't think at that point the sequels were made. I think we were, or they were just getting made. I don't know. You guys were little.
Yeah.
But we had fun, man. That was like such a cool to like. You're literally, to a foot, not even a foot, like away from the costume, and you could there was no like glass display. The only one that was glassed was Yoda, and Yoda was like pristine in a little.
Because he was a puppet.
Yeah, he's a puppet, but
We don't want to touch the
everything.
puppets.
Yeah, they don't want everything else. I mean, you could get right up on it, and it was such a
You
cool.
can be like this.
It was a very cool tactile experience because it's like, oh, that is Palpatine's robe right there, or there's Chewie and Han, and I mean they had everything. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they had. My favorite part was that for Darth Vader, they had like 18 Polaroids of how to get him in the costume, which was kind of cool.
That is
like
process.
step one, do this, step two, so it was a lot of fun.
I'm wondering how would he go to the bathroom in the middle of he has to he ate something like he ate a load and like
these are the bleeding edge questions that Big T and Little T bring to the table here.
Yep.
How does Darth Vader pee? In canon, I'm sure he's got a filtration system.
So how does he go
number 5? What's number 5?
I don't want to know what that is.
I don't want to know what number 5
What's number 3?
I don't know what number 3 is.
Poop, pee, and throw up.
Oh, gee.
Number 3.
Well, hopefully he's doing that like in his meditation chamber or something. But it's canon. It's definitely some kind of filtration system. In real life, he got hold it until he's done with the scenes, So, yeah.
There's something. Why is there a lighter on the ground?
Yeah, I would love to go. I think this may be my biggest hesitation, to be honest, is I just gotta find somebody to go with.
Okay.
And
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll make a
like-
deal. If there's something in Detroit, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, let me know. Yeah,
Because
so I really want to go with my brother sometime, but he's in North Carolina. So like
Oh,
figuring
yeah.
out that and like
Now that's farther. That's a little bit more excusable than 2 hours. Okay,
Yeah,
so
here in North
so I think my
Carolina-
biggest thing is like I would like to like go with somebody
Yeah.
and not just go by myself because I just feel like that'd make it a whole lot funner.
yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. Yeah,
Yeah, when you
and
go
then like, and two, like you can go real deep or you could just be cash because it's like
Yeah.
a lot of those have like panels and you could getting real nerdy or sometimes they have casts from Star Wars or whatever. There's all kinds of different panels, which is great. Or you could just literally people watch forever, and that's even equally more fun. So
That's
we're
probably true.
cool down here.
yeah, it cold down. We got to get our blankies
Yeah, I
on.
got like 5 blankets. Wait.
Chicago spring. Last week it's like 80, and now it's like 40 something.
That's about what it is here.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I literally I need gloves because I literally just mowed the lawn this morning. Speaking about grass, mowed lawn. I'm like, I got to squeeze that in before we start. So anyways,
do you know that I'd rather have an actual driving one than a push one.
we don't have the lawn space for a driving one. I'm not gonna spend like $3,000, although they're cool.
But it's easier and you can less time.
Yeah, true. But like, it would take more time manipulating it around our lawn than actually cutting the lawn.
That's fair.
No, the push one's even hard. It's something it gets stuck in stuff and it could like hit your
Stuck in what? Mud?
A big clump of stick or a rock that
you just want
it
like
cuts in your it cuts in half and it hits your shin. That's what it happens to me like multiple times.
Oh man, you're watching way too much YouTube.
No, I'm not.
That
I tried to lawn them when I was trying to
lawn the mow.
Yeah, lawn the mow.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Uh-huh.
It hit my shin. Like something hit my shin.
Okay. All right.
No,
Well,
this is your like excuses.
all right. Let's get into before we get too off the rails. Let's get in this main topic here. All right. So Isaac, we had you on way back in episode 119. We were talking about Andor.
Yeah.
Episode 5. So that was a while ago.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And then the last time we had you on was episode 129. We were kicking off season 2 of Bad Batch.
Yeah.
So now we're in deep season 3, or season 3, yeah. So season 2 was a magical time because we had Mando and Bad Batch going on the same time. It was like I think that was January.
Or this time last year.
Yeah, yes, I think.
Because I feel like one was ending while the other was starting.
Yeah, so Mando was
Mando was starting. And
and
Bad Batch was ending about this time.
Yeah, some like that. Well, no, because if we're kicking off season 2, it started in January. So Mando's going on, and then Bad Batch. So there was like a good chunk where we're getting Mando and Bad Batch every week.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
I kind of want to do where you watch you go in order, like you go through, like you skip back for movies and TV shows. That would
at the same time.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that would be actually kind of fun because you could just.
Let's do it. That would be a lot of content, though.
Okay.
That'd be forever.
It's fine. We can do it. It's fine. We totally missed Ahsoka. So real quick, what do you think? What was your thoughts on Ahsoka? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. There's pieces of it I enjoyed. There's pieces of it that very much intrigued me of like, what are they doing with it? It was, I think it was fun to see like live action Ezra, like that was awesome. And then I think and somebody mentioned that I was just even having a conversation with somebody the other day, but
as one does, talking about Ahsoka for sure.
Yeah, whenever. So I think my biggest struggle is I was hoping there was going to be more of a focus. There was focus on Ahsoka, but there was a lot of focus on Sabine. Which wasn't necessarily terrible, but I feel like she almost became the main character more than Ahsoka did. And so I think that was my biggest struggle. And then the end of it, like I love seeing Thrawn.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Gold-faced stormtroopers.
They're actually death troopers. No, there's that's because there's like
the black magic of the.
Yeah, they're like there's
super cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's little like.
Are they like
There's a whole book about Death Troopers, and I
Okay, yeah.
Death
Yeah.
Troopers.
So I think all that was really cool. I love seeing the Night Sisters, like seeing how all that. I think that'll be really interesting as they continue on how all that comes into play and what all is going on there. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's super awesome. I'd love to like, and I know some like, I mean, I thought it was also interesting they got left in the middle of nowhere. Like,
Well, it's like they
it was
switched, right? It's
like that wasn't
okay,
what I was expecting at all. Yeah, they switched.
we rescued Ezra, and Ezra got to go back real time back to the other galaxy, but now Sabine and Ahsoka are stuck. So it's like
But with the hermit crab friends,
we love the hermit crab. The
Yes,
little
Yeah,
turtle
those guys
guys.
are awesome.
yeah, I actually have 4 of them, and they're like the best.
Yeah,
They're basically Transformers.
they are.
Mm.
Yeah, I wish they made that noise. They're pretty cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
overall, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a few points I was like, but
oh, sorry.
no,
let
you're
him
good.
finish.
So yeah, I think I'm just glad they're making a season 2. So
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
as long as they're making a season 2, I can't complain too much yet.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I mean it's always good. I mean to expand. I just thought my biggest gripe was like for the first like 4 episode, Ahsoka wasn't Ahsoka. She was like really like grumpy. She was like, I don't like you. I don't want to train you. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just it was a little different than the whimsical one that we saw with when she meets Grogu and Mando
Yes.
and Mandalorian. I loved that version of Ahsoka, but like when she's with Sabine, she's like, like she's just like super grumpy pants.
Yes.
And like it was like later that she finally opened up, and I was like, okay, this is great, so.
Yeah, I almost felt like it took like seeing Anakin
Yeah.
to like open that, which I don't know if that was the other thing I was gonna say is the whole world between worlds and seeing live action Anakin in the Clone Wars. That was like for me, that was like season 7 of the Clone Wars. Like when we got that, like that was like that right on a par of like maybe some of the best Star Wars we've gotten.
I mean,
Disney's had it.
Yeah, I probably if you're talking on excitement level, like Luke coming back and Mando.
Oh yes.
Is probably right there. I mean, I did jump up when I mean I didn't sit down for half that episode. That's how excited I was.
No, you didn't even. You were like.
I was like, "Is it Luke? Is it Luke?" I was like, "I don't know," whatever. Yeah. But Moff Gideon showing up with a dark saber at the end of season 1 was amazing. But Anakin and then they just did a really good job of transition. Like there's a couple shots of where they show the Anakin backlit and then he flashed it into Vader. There's just a lot of cool like imagery that was you could get some of that better in cartoon, but it was just really cool to see it in live action.
Yeah,
so
I remember.
And I thought like go ahead, Trent.
I remember when Moff Gideon had the lightsaber. I always remember you're like, shut the front door.
It's like, shut the front door. They can't be going to this. They're going to the Clone Wars. But
I remember when they did that. I was like, I text my brother and I'm like, what just happened?
What have I done? Or what have they done?
What have they done?
But yeah, I think it was also really good to see. Like, I thought, is it Gabriella? I don't remember her last name. The girl who played young Ahsoka. Live act. I thought that was really well done. Like live action Rex. Like, and we just get glimpses of those. But like, I mean, I don't know if that would ever lead to like a full live action of something in the Clone Wars, but like era. But like that just like all that was super cool.
It was cool. It was cool seeing it in a live action. Like he had the live action Clone Wars Anakin get up. It was really cool. Yeah, I think that's some pristine Star Wars. That was just like legitimate. All right, well, let's get into Bad Batch. So, man, this thing is just it's pushing forward. We're getting to the end. I can't believe we only have 2 episodes left. But we're here to talk about Into the Breach. So let's get caught up with everything. So for season 3, how have you felt of the progression with Bad Batch?
I loved it. I think it's been spot on. Like, I I think, and I mean, I've mentioned this in other podcasts and other things, but like,
Yeah.
I just love the progress. Like, they're exploring what I was hoping they would explore, like all the cloning stuff, all of how all of that played out, how the clone troopers are being phased out, and like,
Yeah.
I think, like for me, that is just so much fun to see because we've never seen that. Like, I mean, just because of how canon plays out, we knew there was a phase out between clone troopers and stormtroopers, but we never saw that. And so getting to see some of that, we also always knew that um, Palpatine was working on some cloning experiments, but we've never
Right.
seen, like, we got into a little bit of that in uh like the Mandalorian with Moff Gideon. They've touched a little
Yes.
bit on that,
Yes.
Yeah.
but like this is the most they've dove into that, and all that. So, and I think it's like, I think one thing that's really intrigued me is like how they're focused on M count or midichlorian count.
Midichlorians. Yeah.
Um, so I think that's been interesting how they've been focused on that some with
Yeah.
all of the um all that. So
Yeah.
I think it's been great, and I've loved where they've gone with it so far.
Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, I understand the demographic, but this is it. They're really playing it straight and not like it's not too kiddie and it's not too adult. It's like a nice medium of like there's some fun parts, there's some real
Mhm.
good action spots, but they're really diving into clone rights and like it's
And
very
like kidnapping like babies and kids.
yeah, babies and kids. Like we were like bummed out with the last episode with the little fox fur species little baby with the stuffy and
Yeah.
here's Cad Bane, which we love. He's like, yeah, I'm capturing kids for the
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
It's like he was crying with all this stuff, and I'm like, gosh dang it!
I
Like, what have you
know.
been doing?
I
You are a
know.
menace to society.
I know.
Yeah.
A menace
Which
to society. Hey man,
He
a
is.
bounty hunter. If
Yes.
you're a bounty hunter, you take some good ones and some bad jobs.
Yeah.
I already take the
Which
good jobs.
I thought was interesting too, because that's also a throwback to like Clone Wars, because he did that in the Clone Wars too,
What do
Yeah.
you do?
where we see
Oh yeah.
Cad Bane taking Force sensitives to Mustafar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This is not his first rodeo, but it's still like we were just like really bummed out about him. Like, oh, we love the kid and
yeah.
So okay, so into the breach we have last week was Juggernaut, which was equally a really good episode. Basically, they go find Rampart, who's pretty slimy to begin with, but now he's in a labor camp, and Crosshair feels like he knows where Tantiss is. As they try to essentially rescue Omega. And so that was last week. And now this week, Rampart's like, yeah, sorry, the prince is in another castle. He doesn't quite know the coordinates, but he knows how they get them because it's very, as Imperials are, they're very secretive. So it's like, well, I know the protocols that they go through, and they go out of this one space station that's orbiting Coruscant. And so that's kind of where the Bad Batch is like, all right, we're going to go there. And so this is kind of like your video game stealth mission. What did you feel about this episode here, Isaac?
I thought it was great. I loved seeing the space station like in on the orbit, Coruscant's orbit, and like
Yes.
just seeing all that.
Yeah.
I think just how they went about it, and I mean, there's always that like we got to have a plan B because things went sideways, and I think just like all of that, I thought was super good to
Yeah.
see how they went in, and they had like, hey, we got this one objective, and there's like hardly any chances is going to go how it's supposed to. And so I just thought it was super neat. And then the whole attaching to, I don't know, the cruiser before they went to light speed.
my
I mean,
I
that was
yeah, like
at first I wasn't sure if they were actually going to make it. I was like, what's happening?
Right. I was that was one of the coolest things. I was like, the tension was really good. And that's hard to pull off on animation. And I feel like they just nailed it. It was like the music's great. Kiner's just killing it. Like he's just like totally killing it. And like, but yeah, it was very tense. It was like, okay, Echo was it Echo? Echo, right? He's infiltrating,
Yes.
right?
Don't you remember You always remember everything else besides like sometimes the main characters. What's with
I'm
that?
sorry, my brain sometimes I can't remember everything, you know? I try. But Echo essentially has to get through, he goes through a droid chute, which is a nice
Yeah.
little throwback to like
Yeah.
A New Hope with the Jawas, you know?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like, whoop, you
Yeah.
know?
That was pretty fun.
That was fun. And
Yeah.
then, you know, obviously he's trying to decode everything.
Yeah,
Get
you
it was very tense.
yeah, and
Mhm.
you get reminded that how he got tortured too. You always get remember when he tries to deactivate.
I know, because he's almost part droid with his little I don't know
Arm,
what you would
yeah.
call that
Yeah, what
axis port arm thingy.
Yeah, it's just like it's like, hey, we're gonna cut off your like a quarter of your arm off. We're gonna get like a little piece of like bone sticking out, but you're gonna be fine.
Hey man, that's the Empire, bro. It
Like,
ain't
there's gonna be
pretty
like
sometimes.
1/4 of your arm
Yeah.
left over.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I think, and I think the other piece that kind of made you mentioned like the tension part of it is just like you kind of felt the whole time like Rampart could have really like just backfired the whole thing on him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're like sitting there waiting for him to do something that
He's like,
is out of
hold.
line, and so like I think that's also is that like there's a tension of Rampart trying to decide, hey, do I want to try to turn them in and see if I can get right with the Empire, or do I just go with it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was cool too because he's slimy to begin with. He killed one of the clone troopers there at the end. Remember it with the dam, and he's like, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is all falling apart. Like he's slimy, just like Tarkin. They're all slimy,
No,
but
Tarkin, no.
Tarkin's the biggest snake. He is.
No. They're like, what would you rate from 1 to 10 from slime? Like what? Like
Oh, Tarkin's like off the chart.
Oh
Like,
no, I know who he is. He's Ooblack. Ooblack is basically
black.
it's basically water
Uh-huh.
and corn starch, and it makes this weird substance where it's like it's liquid, but when you smash into it, it turns into a solid. So he's kind of both.
I have no.
You're
that
welcome,
sounds that
science.
sounds like some black magic science. I don't know what you're talking about. Cornstarch.
It's like
Cornstarch and water.
are we on Dothamir?
Yeah, right. No, you're talking about holocruxes and I don't know what.
Who knows anymore?
All right. So now, right, but it was cool. Like when Rampart switched it on. I mean, he's like pulling out Imperial regulations. Like the stormtroopers are like, dude, we just started our shift. And he's like, get to the break room. You gotta go. You know.
You just started your shift, so like go take a snack.
Go
get some space Cheetos. Let's go, man. You know.
Space Cheetos.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just interesting. And honestly, when I think it was the episode before when they found Rampart on the
prison camp.
Prison camp. I didn't even recognize who it was at first because I mean he has like the beard and everything, and I was like because they obviously made it like, okay, we should know who this guy is, but it took me a minute to figure out who he was. Like
it's like the old computer.
I was thinking I recognized his voice, like my brain recognized the voice before I recognized the face, if you will, and I was like, oh, that's Rampart, you know.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like okay.
the old computer loading, like
processing. It's like processing. Okay, yeah.
So I thought it was really well done. I enjoyed this episode, and I'm intrigued to see what happens.
And then, you know what? The other B plot here is Omega, obviously back at Tantiss, and it's just depressing, honestly. Like these kids, it's like
hey,
they're lab rats. They got to play these puzzle games that are not even fun. Like at least get them Super Mario Brothers or something so they can play or something. But yeah, it's just like these little
or like BioShock or like something.
At least Fortnite. Come on, get some Fortnite in there, you know. But it's just very depressing, you know. And like, I do like Omega's tenacity. She's like, I like a challenge, you know. At one line, she's like, I like a challenge or a real challenge, and it's like, she's you know, that's what happens with experience. Obviously we saw the one kid tried to escape and it didn't go well. He just like, I'm breaking for the data pad, grab the data pad, and then he gets snatches. It's not really a good plan, dude. But
you have to strategize,
right? But like Omega's been here before and got off, and she's been with her older brothers, if you will, with the Bad Batch, and they got out of.
No, younger brothers.
That's true. Wow,
That's true, Trent. Good call.
Jeez. This is why he's here to help me keep me straight.
Yeah,
but
he's like, she is he's
older.
Like, no,
than...
I'm still an adult. I can treat you however I want. No.
Well, no, they look like adults, but they're kids, and she's been around a little bit longer. She's still a kid, but she's been around a little bit longer. So
who's more mature though?
Both of them, I think, are not Wrecker. Wrecker's my lovable guy. I just love him. Yeah. I love he was like, it almost looked like he was playing on the Game Boy when the other guy came in. He's like, oh, and he's like, you're not Imperial Regulation, and he's like, hey, why don't you come over here? I love Wrecker's like, why don't you come over here and check it out? And then boom, funked him. Yeah.
And he puts the hat back on, kind of like sloppy, like.
I know. I love Wrecker. He's so good.
I love all of them.
All right, so let's speculate here. I mean,
what about Tech? When are we gonna see Tech? That's
I don't think we're seeing Tech.
I'm
like when she put the goggles at Pabu,
yes.
and they put like a little memorial. I was like, oh, I can't deal with Tech.
Dude, kind of disrespect, kind of that what you just said, bro.
Well, it's just like. I don't want to think about it because it makes me sad.
Well, you need to.
Okay.
Suck up with your emotions.
I know.
Inner tab with your emotions.
That's right. That's right. So we have two. Let me see what the titles are. Okay.
We have 3 episodes, right?
No, 2.
Do we not get a double one on the last one?
No. So next week. Oh. I know. Next week is.
I thought there was 3 on the last week. Or no, 2 on the last week.
2 on last week. No. So we have next week is called Flash Strike, and then. The last one, which could go multiple different ways, is called The Cavalry Has Arrived. So, based on those 2 title episodes, where are we going with this, Isaac? How is this playing out? Tell me the end. What's your?
I have no idea. I know. I think next week we're gonna get. I feel like next week we're getting like Tantiss attack and escape or whatever happens with that.
Okay.
And then I don't know if it'll be on Tantiss or somewhere else if they get away. I just feel like it's gonna be like they send an all-out strike to find Bad Batch. Like I don't know, I don't know what that looks like, but I think it'll be interesting to see because I think the other piece of this is like we don't know of the Bad Batch after season 3. Like
right,
they don't exist. So like what happens to them? In that, and so I think the other place is I hope we get some connections from the cloning, also to what Palpatine's trying to do, and all that.
It's very possible too that they destroy a lot of Tantiss because, like, it seems like obviously we have to wait such a long time, till like the sequels where we see Palpatine back, and it's not really a good look for him. He's not.
I feel like they did okay at the last movie, but they just like the old ones are like 10 times like better.
Oh, we're not going to get on that soapbox right now.
No. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just like they could have like actually did like the same like feeling as a kid, like move sets, like all the like lightsaber tricks. Like now it's just like. Like no stabbing, no like.
Oh, let's not get into the stabbing of lightsabers.
No, okay. They made it more child-proof now. Like when
I mean, Maul just got cut in half.
Yeah, like oh my gosh, that was awesome. Now they're like,
Yeah, Sabine. Got cut. Yeah, we have quite a few that have been stabbed and alive. Yeah. So Sabine, the Inquisitor, and Obi-Wan. Well, both the Grand Inquisitor and
Obi-Wan didn't get stabbed.
Riva, thank you. Yeah, Riva got stabbed. Sabine got stabbed. Qui-Gon's looking around like, what? What happened? I got stabbed and I died, you know?
No, Qui-Gon's like, what the? Dolphin noises.
What the Force, man? Like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
So,
with dolphin noise.
Yeah.
Like SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. The other thing that, because also I'm trying to like rack my brain with like books and things where everything pops up. Because I know like also like because one thing to talk about resources going to this project. What is it?
The Tarkin
project called?
Yeah,
Tarkin.
Project Necromancer.
Necromancer
And
or
so
slime ball.
I don't have you read the Tarkin book? It
Yeah.
might be considered Legends now, but like they talk about how resources go to Tarkin, to like the Death Star project, which is Tarkin, go to Necromancer, and then I know like Rebels that you throw in like the TIE Defender project.
Yes,
And so
from
like
Thrawn.
from Thrawn. And so it's interesting too, like how all that plays a piece of that. Because like I also wonder if we could see Tarkin come in and just say, be part of that. Hey, let's just get rid of this so I can have resources for
Death Star.
And
Sure.
just because he would be fighting against that with and trying to convince the Emperor that, hey, this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, he's like, no, he could just like
And
burn down the place if he wanted to.
That
Like,
could, yeah.
and it's like all flames.
It could explain the setback of that project if
Mhm.
if for example the Bad Batch go out in a blaze of glory and
Yeah.
take out Tantiss, you know.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
No, all the cone like imagine like on the way they like imagine Echo like save all the clones and it's just like all like
it's kind of like you know, like Rocket and Guardians of the Galaxy
Oh
3
my
when he's
gosh.
saving all the animals.
Yeah.
Let's get them out. Let's get them
yes,
out.
I love that.
I know that's a tearjerker. I don't want to.
That is.
I don't want to even talk. We're
Yeah.
we're holding hands in the theater, just crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, Rocket, I love you.
No, and he looks at the raccoons like they're his own babies. And it's like,
Great, it's great filmmaking.
Yeah.
Where am I going? Oh, so the cavalry arrives. See, to me, there's no rebellion yet. I mean, it's starting, but we're not even. So the cavalry arrives. Almost seems like that's the Empire. You know, unless
Yeah, and that's what makes me think of. But
yeah, because like there's, I mean, the Bad Batch has a support system with Fee, but Fee's not so connected that she's going to bring in all these rogue rebels, if you will, or free citizens that are sick of the Empire already. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we're gonna get a Rogue One ending where
yeah,
all of them are gonna die.
there's gonna be a little glimmer of hope at the end, but it's gonna be a sad ending, bro.
yeah.
Like,
And
those
I mean,
Force Awakens is even sadder.
I
No,
don't. It'd
Rogue
be
One.
even
I don't know.
interesting too. Like if because you have like that clone bar on Coruscant where
Yeah.
what's the senator's name? She goes there and talks to
Mhm.
them. Like even if some of them get involved in some of that. And another thing, I have my fingers crossed. I don't know if this will happen, but if we see Cody show up in some capacity to help, because
Cody. Yeah,
Cody and Rex are the best.
that was a very cool scene where he basically calls out the hunt. They're right there, and Cody's like, "Yeah, we shouldn't be doing this," and just basically said, "Wrap it up." And we don't see any reprimand for that. Like we don't see that yet. So I'm not sure. You know, like Cody's still out there. Yeah.
Cody and Rex are like buds.
They're
Like,
buds. I mean, Rex, we know, I mean, obviously we know Rex survives, right? So we know Rex yeah, it's
I
just
think Rex is the only one we know of for sure.
Yeah,
I guess Wolf, because Wolf showed up.
Wolf showed up.
Storm,
Yeah.
more of a Storm Empire.
Yeah.
Character at this point,
But I don't think there's enough clones. What I'm saying, I don't think there's enough clones to help support Bad Batch, especially at a secret base that the Empire's got locked down, and we got Republic commandos and other troopers there that are just like ready to fight at every second, you know?
Yeah. The one thing I'm curious about, and I feel like they've been teasing this a lot this season, is I don't even know what it's called, but the basic, I don't know, the assassin or the guy that's like, and he's, I mean, like we've never seen his face, like it makes me wonder, like, are we gonna figure out who that is?
No,
is
just
there some
no.
sort of connection? I mean, I don't know if we really know much about him besides. Do we? I think we know he was a clone at one point, right?
Yeah. These are those are that's what they were trying to do with Crosshair. Yeah,
they're
so
like
that's
X-clones,
I think
kind of.
they're like they call them like CX1 and CX2. Yeah.
CX1
so I'd
is
just be interested if he plays some sort of part, and we get to know who he is or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, CX1 is Crosshair, and CX2 is the other guys.
No, because they never fully converted Crosshair.
True. Oh yeah.
So there's one that died. That's CX1.
What happened to CX1? He died.
That was the one where he was the first guy that was infiltrating them, I think.
But what's with Crosshair with the shaky hand? He can't get even a good shot.
It's all in his head, brother.
No, I think it's
Omega
that
was
one little scar there.
No, Omega was giving him little Jedi lessons, man. Let's
like,
meditate
take
on
a
the
deep
rock,
breath.
you know? Yeah. So lot to digest here in the next 2 episodes. May the 4th's coming up. You got big plans? You got any big plans for May the 4th?
I'm moving. No, not really. Probably just moving and probably watch Phantom Menace sometime here.
Yeah, I gotta get us some tickets to go see some Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
dude.
I think if you're where are you moving? Are you still staying in Ohio, or are you gonna come to Illinois by us?
No, he's still staying in
I'm
Ohio.
moving about 20 minutes from where I'm currently at.
Okay.
Okay. You're like okay.
No, you just see your old house, and like the guy's like,
well, he's in an apartment.
yeah,
right now.
he's like just waving to you. You're like, oh hi.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Tales of the Empire that is gonna drop on May the 4th. Are you excited for that? That looks cool.
Tales of the Empire's
It's Baris and what's her name? Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah,
that looks great.
I'm super excited for that. I think that'll be really, really interesting. Here's another theory. I don't know if this is. I really wonder if this could have a connection to the end of Bad Batch, just because they're all. It's right in that category.
Yeah,
where you're looking at like is it the same day or a couple days after,
right?
And so it makes me wonder. But I mean, Tales of the Jedi was great.
Yes,
I think.
Yes,
Tales of the Empire will be great. I also think I could see it having a Bad Batch connection. I could also see it have an Acolyte connection as well. And with that coming out here this summer, and so I think I'm super excited for that. And just even some of the characters we've seen, like some of the Inquisitors, and I think Thrawn's thrown in there somewhere. And
there's a lot there.
All that's like there's just a lot of stuff they could dive into. And I think it'd be super fun. I think also too, like we don't that's one thing I have enjoyed with some of the Bad Batch stuff and even like the Mando stuff, but like diving into the like background of the Empire, we had like the Clone Wars and we got all the background of Jedi and all this stuff, but like we haven't got a ton of that with like just kind of the background.
I mean that's what's been super exciting with like Rampart's plan and how they and then Suchi or Chuchi or Choo or whatever the senator name is. She's like understanding like the clone. These are people that fought for our country, for our galaxy, and now we're just thrown aside. It's very Vietnam. We're actually there's like a book for boys essentially, and it's kind of at a lower level to understand like Vietnam and just the factual. I'm like, it's not a fun period in America, and it very much reflects. This is very much reflected in Clone Wars, where we just disrespect these soldiers, and they're just tools of the Republic, tools of the Empire, and so it's very cool that we're getting to see that and play that out a little bit, because it is a little ugly part of it, and it kind of dispels like how they're not clones, because I know like obviously even before clones we got the prequels and stuff like that, there's talks about are the stormtroopers clones, and it's like, well, I don't think they're I don't know, like are they robots? We know they're not robots, but it just shows like that recruitment process and what Rampart really wanted to do with this.
And the Star Wars Outlaws is coming out.
Star Wars Outlaws, are you a gamer? Are you a gamer?
A little bit. I would love to dive into that. I don't know if I will or not, but that looks really good.
Yeah, that looks
with the
good.
little creature, it's just I love little cute guys. And
we're a sucker for cute guys, the cute little guys.
Little,
hey man, if I got a little dog cat thing, I mean, shout out to lost cats. I love lost cats. I mean, like, but if we get like some little dog creature that can grab ammo and weapons for us, I'm all for it. Or like take out dudes.
No,
go tag them.
Like Far Cry, go get him.
Yeah,
and you go like
exactly.
silently, he just like kills him, but like nobody's like, oh, the guy's looking. I'm like, oh, he's fine.
All right.
He walks away.
So you got big plans for the podcast? Or you get what's your schedule looking like? In the future?
I wish I knew. I don't really know, honestly.
Okay.
I've just kind of been dabbling here and there every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's been pretty sporadic. I've been doing some more art type stuff.
Oh, cool.
So and putting some stuff up on Etsy. So I've been getting that going here.
Nice.
Just because that is a little less time frame crunch than trying to put something out.
Right. You got to
so,
put this out right now.
Yeah.
I know.
So I don't know what I'm still doing stuff, but it's just kind of sporadic. And
man.
When I get to it, and just jumping on other people's podcasts like this. And still wanting to talk Star Wars, regardless of what it looks like. So,
for sure.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, you rather geek out than just like sit back and do work.
Well,
like,
you got it all contained, and you got to like, okay, I got to talk through this.
It's like a flower. It's like you're like
you got a bloom.
Like,
you got a bloom.
Yeah, or like a popcorn popcorn has one like something percent of like 10% water in it, so that's why it like when the heat reacts, it makes it kind of look like a flower blossoming. Kind of, it just pops.
I'm gonna change your name to Bill. Bill Nye the Science Guy over there. He's talking about cornstarch turning to black stuff, and then
no, it's blue black. It's like you could turn like.
I don't know about you. Now
I
you're
feel like
popcorn.
22. No, I don't know about you, but I feel like 24.
Right.
I do not like that. I just like.
You said it. I didn't say it.
I know. Well, everybody at my school for Friday, they're like, I feel like I'm like, it's like some of the songs. It's like I'm drunk in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Like whining like a baby.
I mean,
and I told Ellie, it's like.
Could you imagine? So she did something fun here. Our old Swiftie here. I mean, she released an album, which everybody knew about.
Yeah, then there's a new one.
But then she released another album like at 2:00 in the morning, and I was like, that would be like that would be super fun thing to do of
Star Wars.
Of like a Star Wars thing, like for example, let's just say May the 4th, they do Tales of the Empire, then they tease like Tales of something else, and then that drops like be kind of cool.
But that
would be pretty cool.
Oh, so Friday.
We'll you know what? We'll drop episodes at like 2:00 in the morning, man.
Yes. Do you know? So.
Well, that's what they used to be, didn't it? When they were dropping them, like, well, it was like 2 or 3 Eastern time when it was dropping like.
Right.
Pacific
So
midnight.
right, like with Ahsoka, they had a time. They timed it so everybody watched it, but like the Bad Batch and Mando stuff. They dropped it. It was like 3:00 in the morning, so people were getting up at like 4 to watch the show. It's like, it's a little too much, or that's a little too early for me.
So for the new album for Taylor Swift, it's on Amazon. It's $81.
$81.
Yep.
Holy moly!
Oh my god!
No, it's me. I would just pay $81 on Funko Pops. Then
maybe you could buy a couple Swifty Funko Pops.
No, I would drop
priorities.
Yeah,
no, just Travis Kelce. They're like all the girlfriends and signed by Taylor Swift. Oh my gosh,
I didn't know that we're going to be talking about Swifty.
Yeah, just
here we are.
I do not like Taylor Swift.
Maybe
she's okay, but like one of her lyrics is like, "I'm drunk in the back of the car, whining like a little baby."
I'm sure there's a couple Swifty podcasts out there.
Like today's episode is talking about Swifties. We're gonna.
No, they're just good. If I was doing a Swifty podcast, I would take one song and break it down each week. That's what I would do. That would be it. That would be it. But. I do not.
No, this is...
All right, let's wrap this up before we keep on talking about Taylor Swift.
Dude, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened with you, Bill. I don't know what
Bill
happened.
Nye, the science guy. Bill.
Okay. Thanks again, Space Wizards and Plastic Spacemen and Rebel Princesses for listening to another episode of Big T and
Little T,
a Star Wars podcast. You can find us on socials, Big T, Little T Podcast on Instagram, BLILT Podcast on Twitter, and then find us out at Twitch, twitch.tv/Big T, Little T. We're going to be playing some Myth and Mortals from Fortnite. And next week, we got a Star Wars drop. Yeah. Yep. So we like that. So hey, we got stickers. Actually, we got some new stickers. I don't have them right with me, but we do have some new stickers.
We got
some new stickers.
And we got the original sketch.
We got the original sketch, which we'll be handing out. Here's a plug. We're handing out those. As you see it, if you see us at C2E2, we'll ask you a trivia question. You get a original OG sticker. So
yes, we're gonna give Isaac for free since he lives in Ohio. We'll ask him a trivia question.
We'll ask him
No. We're gonna ask him now and see if he can.
How much corn? How much water does a popcorn have? That's our trivia question.
10%, according to Trent.
There you go. Hey, he was listening. So comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts, or drop us a 5-star review on Spotify.
Yes.
Email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. If you drop us a question or give us a rating, we'd love to send you stickers. Isaac, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Ike's Flame Podcast, and on where you find your podcast at Ike's Flame as well, Spotify, all that good stuff.
What about Etsy?
And then Ike's Flame Podcast on Etsy, as Etsy store, and I just have a couple things on there right now. There'll be more coming, but nice. Go check that out as well.
Cool, awesome. Well, always a pleasure to connect. We've already made some future plans here. We're going to try to see if we can do something in Detroit. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously next week we got more Bad Batch. We'll be talking about that.
And C2E2.
And C2E2 recap. Yeah. So check our socials for that. We'll probably post a couple things as we're progressing throughout the day. Now you need to end it. Can you end it?
Yeah. Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
And may the force be with you always. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Dad, look at the droid selling queso.
Shh, it's not polite to talk about others like that.
It's okay, kids. What are the chances he's gonna hear us?
It's high. It's very high. Don't worry. You can make up for your embarrassment by procuring some of my queso. It has flavor.
Only K2's Mucho Queso is made from a blend of Bantha and Thala siren milks.
Here, ingest this.
Ew, it stinks.
I could say the same for you.
What?
This is so good.
Congratulations. Your taste buds are being rescued.
Daddy, let's buy it.
Your behavior, young lady, is continually unexpected.
Rebels will love the home-style meltiness of K2's Mucho Queso. The Empire? Well, Marva said it best.
Let's get going, kids.
Try K2's Mucho Queso. You'll love it. Cassian said you had to.
Computer. Is it recording? It looks like it's recording. Is it recording on your side? Does it look like it?
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter. T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.